Turning 18 should be a memory you cherish forever. For Gina, it was supposed to be the day her best friend, Sally, came back to celebrate with her. Instead, what she discovered on that day changed how she saw friendship and herself. Sometimes, the hardest gift we receive is the truth. Gina had been counting down the days, not just to her 18th birthday, but to the moment she'd see Sally again. Her room was a collage of memories, photos of them laughing, inside jokes scribbled on old notes. Every balloon she inflated, every streamer she hung, was for Sally. They were best friends, inseparable, until Sally's family moved to another town a year ago. It had been tough, but Sally made a promise that felt unbreakable. "I'll be there for your 18th. Nothing could stop me." Gina held on to that promise like a lifeline. She'd send Sally texts with countdowns and party ideas. "Only 10 days left. I can't wait," she'd type, her heart buzzing with anticipation. At first, Sally's replies were just as enthusiastic. But as the day drew closer, the replies became shorter, more sporadic. "Sounds great," turned into K, and soon, her texts were left unread. Gina would stare at her phone, a knot of doubt tightening in her stomach. She'd show her older brother, Max, the one-sided conversation. "She's probably just really busy with her new school stuff," Max would say, trying to sound convincing. "You know how it is. She'll be here." But even as he said it, he saw the flicker of hope in his sister's eyes dimming, and a quiet worry settled between them. Gina tried to believe him. She had to. Sally wouldn't break a promise like this, not for her 18th birthday. The morning of her birthday arrived, drenched in sunlight that felt almost mocking. Gina woke up with a jolt, her first instinct to grab her phone. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she scanned her notifications. Nothing. No happy birthday text. No on my way call. Just silence. She scrolled through Sally's social media, a habit she'd picked up recently, and saw photos of Sally with new friends, tagged in places she'd never been. The knot in her stomach tightened into a painful cramp. She spent the morning pacing, rereading old messages, and jumping at every notification, only to be disappointed. Finally, around noon, her phone buzzed. It was a text from Sally. Gina's breath caught in her throat. She opened it, her hands trembling. "Hey, happy birthday. So sorry, I can't make it. Woke up feeling super sick. We'll celebrate soon, I promise." The words blurred. Sick. It was a plausible excuse, a simple reason, but it felt hollow. Gina's shoulders slumped. The balloons in her room suddenly looked deflated, the decorations cheap. She didn't reply. What was there to say? Max found her sitting on her bed, phone clutched in her hand, the single tear tracing a path down her cheek saying everything. He sat beside her, wrapping an arm around her. "Hey," he said softly, "I know this isn't what you planned." Gina just shook her head, unable to speak. "But this is still your 18th birthday," Max insisted, his voice gentle but firm. "We're not going to let it be a sad day. Let's go out. That fancy Italian place you love. My treat. We'll make it special. Just us." Gina hesitated, but the sincerity in her brother's eyes was a comfort. Maybe he was right. She couldn't let Sally's absence ruin everything. She wiped her tears, put on her favorite dress, and forced a smile. "Okay," she whispered, "let's go." The restaurant was beautiful, with soft lighting and the quiet clinking of glasses. For a moment, Gina felt a spark of her earlier excitement return. This was a rare treat, a grown-up experience. She and Max were seated at a cozy table, and she was just starting to relax, to feel like maybe the day could be saved after all. She scanned the room, taking it all in, and then her eyes landed on a table across the restaurant. Her smile vanished. Her blood ran cold. There, sitting with a group of laughing teenagers, was Sally. She wasn't sick. She was radiant, animated, telling a story that had her new friends captivated. She looked perfectly fine, perfectly happy, perfectly content to be anywhere but with Gina. The world tilted. Gina couldn't breathe. The chatter of the restaurant faded into a dull roar. All she could see was Sally, laughing, completely oblivious to the fact that she had just shattered her best friend's heart. Without a word, Gina shot up from her chair and fled, pushing past the host and stumbling out into the cool night air. The tears she'd been holding back all day came in a flood, hot and painful. She leaned against the brick wall of the building, gasping for air between sobs. A moment later, Max was there, his hand on her shoulder. "Gina," he started, but she cut him off, her voice choked with anguish. "What did I do wrong?" she cried, looking at him with wide, broken eyes. "Why would she do that to me? Lie like that? Why would she just ghost me?" Max pulled her into a hug, letting her cry it out. He didn't offer empty platitudes or excuses for Sally. He just held her. When her sobs finally quieted into hiccuping breaths, he spoke, his voice low and steady. "You did nothing wrong, Gina. Nothing." He looked her straight in the eyes. "Sometimes people just grow in different directions. Their paths diverge. The friendship you had was real, but it's not what it is now. And the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to let it go. But it hurts," she whispered. "I don't know how. I know it does," he said. "It hurts more than anything right now. But you don't chase them. You don't beg them to see your worth. You just let them walk away. It's a quiet kind of strength. It's the hardest thing to do. But trust me, the pain will heal." His words hung in the air, a painful truth she didn't want to accept but knew she had to. In the following days, Gina replayed their years of friendship in her mind. The sleepovers, the secrets, the promises. She realized it wasn't a single event that broke them apart, but a slow, silent drifting she had refused to see. It wasn't her fault. It wasn't Sally's fault either. It just was. That evening, Max brought out a small cake with a single candle. As Gina looked at the flame, she saw not the loss of a friend, but the reflection of her own resilience. She blew out the candle, making a new kind of wish, not for things to go back to how they were, but for the strength to move forward. Gina's 18th birthday didn't give her the party she had dreamed of. It gave her something more valuable, the truth. It taught her that you can't force someone to stay in your life, and that your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see it. Sometimes, the greatest gift you can receive is learning when to let go. As Max made a silly face, making her laugh through her lingering sadness, she realized that the love that stays, the love that shows up, is the only love that truly matters. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing Hanam Cartoon for more content. We'll see you in the next one.